Alright, so last time, what I said that I was going to do is I was going to do a bunch of side quests and run around and such. I'm not going to do that. I actually just want to wrap this up. So what I did is I did grind just a wee bit, just in my off time. It's only about like a couple hours later, like 3 or so hours later. I got everyone to level 61. I tried killing, I did succeed one time in killing a named monster down here. Well, by down here, of course, I mean in the Dana region. There is a deer monster down here. Basically, I killed it the first time, easy peasy, no problem, using my simple strat of chaining up orbs and all 8 orbs and whatnot. And now I can't kill it anymore. It just does drop kicks, and because Adam is always on the rear of the boss, it just always insta-kills him. So I'm finished with that. That's not happening no more. So let's just move ahead and keep going. So yeah, this is going to be it. Let's at least attempt the final boss. Let's do this. If you go back, or if you go any further, there'll be no turning back. Falling in battle will mean restarting from the title screen. Yes, let's proceed. Alright then, I too think it is time for us to make a stand. Think only of the battle, Majesty. Bridget and I are here to protect you to the end. Indeed, we, the Jewels of Moradin, are sworn to serve you, for now and forever. Bridget Aegean, I trust you with my life. I will write of this battle in my journal. It will be a story for the ages. Yeah, with the power we command, there is absolutely no way we can lose. Who needs modesty, eh, ages? Though I suppose you of all people probably don't, come to think of it. Mouse and I may be evenly matched, but with all of you by my side, it tips the balance. He's got no one but himself to rely on, and that's why he's going down. Mithra, you've really changed. Oh, you think? No one? Wonder who's to blame for that. You drivers must really rub off on people. It's not just that. Hell, if that were the case, I'd be some kind of street preacher by now. When you put it that way, I can't help feeling just the slightest twinge of pity for our deal Quaestor. I'm sorry, but I must sympathize with Minoff. Couldn't imagine having to be the blade of such a horrid man. It's true, the rest of us are lucky to have such caring drivers like Laura. I'll have you know we're just as lucky to have such loyal companions by our side, Jin. Couldn't have put it better. Thank you, Jin. Thank you, everyone. Right, now let's knock Malice off his high horse and get ourselves out of here, back to the boys. Would have been a bit more touching if it was voiced. Just a maybe. Oh, he's behind us.
You got here fast. I thought you'd jump ship with the rest of the rats.
So his blade has a core crystal, so what happens to that?
Nobody here is scared of you.
Oh boy. Yeah, he has a lot of these. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yes, I can see it.
The mass-produced blades. The fake blades.
10 minutes before my gargoyles overrun the core entirely. If you can take me down, that means you win. If you can't...
Well, we're pretty screwed.
Well, end of story.
So is there an actual time limit on this fight?
We were born into the stinking world. Might as well have some fun. Life or death. Not much of a choice.
I appreciate it.
But you gotta choose, partner.
We get like a Wild Western style fight song. Oh, these things are actually here to help him. Okay, well we should probably get rid of them then. I don't even know if my teammates will help me. Are they building anything? Maybe not. This is bad. Yeah, Malice is by himself. He has no one to rely on besides, you know, thousands of extra blades. Yeah. Seems pretty legit. I think I'm the only one hitting this, by the way. I don't think there's a way to direct Hugo to attack my target in this game. Okay. Okay, healed. I'll do the combo myself, I guess. I have no real choice in that matter. We could probably chain attack this thing, man. Heals. Let's get rid of it. We should probably use our chain attack instead of just holding it. We don't really need that much anyway. We can use ice. Doesn't really matter here. We'll be able to break it on the next turn. Or it'll break now. Okay. And obviously we'll get a second turn anyway, so it doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. I think she has the efficiency, but again, there's only one orb, so that's the end of the combo, really. Okay. I got Malus is just chilling. We get one more round just for shits and giggles. Why not? Should have actually picked Celeron Whirlwind. That's a mistake. Oops. I don't think anyone... well, she heals herself. I don't think anyone else can heal. I really hope he doesn't get down the instant I come out of this. There we go. Okay, can't see. Yeah, there's no way to order your teammates to attack your target, is there? There was, I think that might be the one thing that they took out, so I can't do that unfortunately here. Excellent. Excellent. You know, Jin, maybe you could grab me from spinning in the air. That'd be nice. The good news is they're keeping Malus off of me, and I guess they're going to gradually deplete his health, so I don't have to worry about too much because of that. Oh, he killed it. Beautiful. No point in dealing with ads the whole time. I might as well just get him out. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say if he's not dead, then I'll use a chain attack. But imagine there's gonna be a second phase. It was reasonably straightforward. Don't you love Mecha? I think they did something like this before.
Adam, the gargoyles.
I see them, but what's wrong? Is that all you got?
Yeah, kicks him right in the face.
Oh, I got one. I think it's time to smash your toys. Huh? Ophion!
Yeah, the serpent.
You know, preparation is everything.
She got Ophion and, what's it? The thing from Orbit, right? Yeah, you know you're playing a Xenoblade game when stuff like this happens.
Nice. That's my partner. Shame you only have one. There won't be enough.
They gave him thousands of these things.
Preparation is everything. Like you said, partner.
Alright, it wasn't so mighty after all.
Ophion!
hold firm. He's coming. You got something to say? Why the damn bloodlust? I've told you before. The humans built the bonfire.
I merely kindle it.
All I did was help them light it. Enough sophistry.
Oh, yeah? Are you a blade or not? You know it as well as I do. What humans are really like. You think they're all like your precious driver?
Come on, dude. What is this shit? Oh shit, she actually brought down Siren. It's a goddamn Gundam if I've ever seen one.
Oh, you summoned Siren. Then let me add to the mix too.
More mecha! More mecha! Well, gee, it's no wonder this entire Titan didn't survive. Oh, shit! Okay. In this battle, the party gauge is replaced by the Siren gauge, which you charge by scoring hits against Mallows. When all three sections of the gauge are charged, press plus to make Siren use an Artifice Art. Not only deal damage to Mallows' Siren, but they'll boost your team's attack power. Similarly, he has a Siren gauge. When the gauge is full, he will attack Mithra's Siren and get a boost to his own attack. The Artifice Arts get stronger. Okay, so basically we're racing against time here to boost it. You won't be able to use chain attack. Oh, okay, so how do we make the gauge deplete? Unless there is no way. That stone up. Oh, he got knocked down. He got completely fucked up. That's beautiful. You know, I think we're filling our gauge faster than him. Just a bit. Since there's no need to build orbs, we might as well just go ahead and use whatever we have at the time we have it. There we go, Artifice Art. Okay, what the fuck? Alright, Jesus. Oh, we chained it. That's how you deplete it. It's whoever refills it first. You can chain the other person. Alright, well, he's fucked. My pleasure. It was payback for all those times in the base game where he kicked my ass. Okay, swap. Swap to Haze. Hello? I guess you can't swap when you're knocked down at all. Okay. Really wish you could get blowdown resistance if you're healing. That'll be a good help. Artifice. Oh shit, I can't. Finish this. He's not gonna get it off. One more. Is it drawing a sword? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, where the fuck did that come from? That literally poofed into existence. So I guess it's slow like this intentionally? Thank you. What the fuck, dude? Holy shit. That was bad. Yeah, I'd never do that again. Oh my god, he's doing big damage to him. I don't know if that's, like, I did something special to trigger that I shouldn't have, or what the hell happened. Yeah, I'm not going to trigger it after a level 3 again like that. I'm going to wait a bit. There you go. He's actually really lucky we can't use any chain arts, because we would have probably chained off most of his health. I think they intentionally didn't want you to do that. They want you to actually have a fight against him. Which is a little annoying, because, you know, you do practice the whole game. You might have a build that relies around chain attacks, but is it awful? No. This is pretty cool. I mean, what is Xenoblade if not for the epicness, you know what I mean? Here we go. Thank you. Look at this. This is much faster. Get that good shit, dude. Alright, that was quick. Damn! It blew us all down. I think we're just dodging almost everything he's doing, which is hilarious. We're literally preventing this man from having anything get done. He hasn't filled a single gauge piece yet. Okay. Level 3. Haze. I'm just gonna have, what's their name? I'm gonna have Team Hugo just use their supers so that way they constantly can generate enmity. Wow, he might actually get a gauge piece off. Can you believe it? Maybe if he's lucky, he might outpace us. He's lucky I haven't brought Jin in yet. Oh, well, not anymore. Use it. Makes you really wonder how we have any problems with this guy and how he actually manages to survive, but oh well. Wait, what happened? Oh, he fell down again, and we get a nice bombardment. Holy shit! Oh, that's it! His siren's done. We're just building combo at this point. So all we're doing is we're just waiting to get our combo off. Well, here he comes. Topple them. Black Abyss. Alright. See you later, asshole. Let's do this. It's time. Oh, we definitely have everything. We need to use Adam. Gives us a free burst. So I'm going to use Hugo. Okay. Let's do Jin. Jin. Hello. Thank you. We'll do Mithra. We have to do Bridget here. Another burst. Okay. He's done. He's not gonna live through this. Let's just end it. He's fucked. We'll just literally get our freebie now for no reason, just to give Min off a little bit of time. Yeah, that's it. Let's wrap it all up, my friends. Good old Hugo. Star of the playthrough. Boom. He's gonna die in like 2 hits. Or maybe 1 actually. Dead. Kicked him. He beat him with the shield. Oh yes, he beat him with the shield and immediately deleted him. Sick of your big ass health pool, bitch. That's it. 4.6 million damage. Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. That we actually haven't. What, you got a phase 3, dude? Bosses get infinite phases.
Good show.
That's perfectly fine.
I know you've got more. Let it all out, Mithra. Stop holding out on me.
Last I checked, his siren was completely wrecked. So, you know. Oh, that's pretty lit. I'm waiting for these guys to make an all mecha game. Uh-huh, yep, pretty much.
Can't do it. I can bring it out of you.
Well, that's bad. Jesus! Alright.
The town.
I thought they were evacuating. Well, I guess they weren't fast enough. That's rough.
Milton!
Oh, what was this one? Ion, I think?
What is that?
Oh, it's, what's her name? Sword. He actually tapped into it. I'll be taking that.
Show me what you got, Mithra. Do it! Make me proud!
If only she could have deleted him right here. She gonna assume her actual form, or... Oh, this is new. There must be some reason that she never does it in the future. They're gonna explode the whole Titan. It's gonna be really rough to watch.
Wait! Mithra! You can't!
What is happening?
This is a battle between the Aegises.
Okay. Well, yeah, fuck that one little giraffe thing down there, by the way. I don't mind that. That's okay. Super easy to kill the first time. Alright, sure, dude. Can't kill it again. Oh, yes, please leg slam him. Wow. Is she gonna do what he actually wants her to do? Yeah, I called it. She's gonna lance the fucking Titan in half. It's gonna be awful. There isn't gonna be anything left. Oh, okay, never mind. So she could never assume her full true form as Numa, I guess.
Let's go. That's it, perfect. That's the power that our father gave us. It's what the world has cried for since its birth. Me, you, we're here to give them what they want.
You're wrong. I don't.
Really? Then I'll just have to claim all the destruction for myself.
Oh, she has a vision. Wow.
I just
She knows what she has to do. It's a prophecy.
want to save.
So what, she has the power to delete matter, maybe? Yeah, but she literally destroys the very thing she tried to save, so it was all completely for nothing. I'm guessing Azurta is gonna save them, maybe. God damn. So this is why she withdraws into herself. She doesn't want to use her full power ever again. What a actual catastrophe, man. Oh, the captain goes down with his ship.
Our nation, our people.
My brother, we must flee before we lose the ground beneath our feet. Did you heed me, brother? Brother! My brother!
Nope. Alright, see ya. So what happens to him then? Where does Prince Edarin go?
I commend my people to you.
Oh, well. And then he gets squashed like a bug. Ironically, it probably would have been safer with them. That's actually the sad part. Even with all the shit going on around them.
Jin. He's... Where? Adam. Everyone.
Oh, fuck. He died. Which they kind of hinted at the whole time, which is the tragic part.
Hugo.
Which is probably why he's going to seal her away. And then people will wonder why this had to happen, too, which is the tragic part. So they'll never know. This is literally the lost chapter. Yep, and there it goes.
Mikhail!
Yeah, but Milton's dead. Yeah, we know Mikhail has to survive, but... So what does she do? She locks herself in a crystal cage and what?
You're leaving?
Yes. The Royal Spirit Crucible is in Leftheria. I believe it'll keep this sealed.
I see.
I have a request for you. I hear that a militia squad is evacuated to Specia. Give them a message from me. Once things are calm, they should come to Leftheria. Okay?
Understood. I'll do it.
Oh! Wow. She literally changed into someone just so she wouldn't have to deal with it. She literally turned into Pyra just for that reason. I know they stated that, but that's actually why she did it. So Jin knew where the Spirit Crucible was, or maybe he was looking for it, but he could never find it. I don't know. It's just, I guess, one of those two. And I guess the militia would later settle there, and that's how we get, what's it, Fonset? Oh, come on. This dude. Oh, no. I forgot about this plot line, too. A Blade Eater.
What is that?
Caught up with you at last, Laura.
How do you know my name?
It knows human speech.
But it's not a blade.
Oh, God. What the fuck?
Gort?
Now this is nightmare fuel.
What happened to you?
And look at his arm, too.
It hurt. Oh, the pain. It hurt. You cut my bloody arm off. Is this my arm? Hey, I have an arm. It still hurts, though. It throbs and it throbs and it just doesn't stop.
I can't make sense of this.
He's lost his mind.
I don't think so. He seems ecstatic.
I'll use your blood as a balm for my wounds.
Yeah, I should have just killed him.
Fear?
This is where mercy gets you.
I'll start with you. You Torna blade. I'm paying you back for cutting my arms off, you dog. I'll have me arms back. And I think I deserve some interest too. I'll take your ears and nose as well. But first, I'll get your blood for my medicine. Then it'll be your turn. Laura. It's your meddling that did this to me after all. It was you and your bitch mother. I knew I should have got myself a decent...
God damn. Alright.
It's your bastard fault. Think you're gonna die quick? I'm gonna enjoy watching you suffer.
I will not let you insult my mother like that.
We don't have much of a party anymore, though. So is this an actual fight?
Hear the truth, don't it?
You think you can pass judgment on my mother? You don't know us!
Leave it, Laura. Trying to talk to him is a waste of time.
He's right. No more mercy. This creature is beyond help.
Dude, everyone cautioned her against sparing this man, and look where we are now.
You're right. I won't waste my mercy on him. But I will end his pain.
Excellent. I'll have me some prime-time entertainment with you, girl.
You can see all the tendrils under his skin, too. Ugh.
Laura.
Well, this is a problem all of her doing. Again, is the mercy aspect is too grand, my friends. I'm sorry.
To put another win under our belts?
Stand with the flow of battle.
No mercy for these people. Just kill them. They can't be a problem later that way.
For my paw.
I wonder how much you're supposed to actually win from this fight. Oh boy, double blowdown. Very good.
For my paw, if I must.
I mean, we do have haze, so I guess that's what I'm supposed to do, is swap to her.
Let's heal up. Right arm.
I am not getting the topple off in a million years. Wait, maybe. But I don't have a launch, so it doesn't matter. He has a fucking flamethrower in his arm, really? Ah, well, I just swapped off a gen, so I'm not going to be able to follow up on that. Nice. Now I'm getting my usage of Cloudburst, which is the crazy part. I needed that before, and I didn't farm it out. But to be fair, I kind of didn't want to.
If I must, away.
Alright, he's dead. So now for something completely irrelevant. So is he gonna wound her enough that she needs to be put in the crystal, or?
I still wanted to play.
Shameless. To the very end. You can rest easy now. Come on.
And that's it.
Somebody turned the Gort into that horrible thing.
Did they mean to kill us?
I don't know. But Malos dying won't necessarily be enough to bring peace to the world. That I'm certain of.
As long as there are people.
There'll always be strife, I suppose.
Don't say that. Things can change. There's always hope. Don't you think, Jin?
Yes, you're right. As long as blades and humans are bonded to each other.
Surely, someday.
So they just kept traveling? Where are they even going? I thought this forest was in Torna. I guess not, so never mind. Yeah, they finally did kill him, as they wanted. Oh, I'll just have a drink. Oh. Yeah, so Amalthus basically had a rise to power. He got rid of everyone that would have opposed him. He literally Game of Thrones them. Oh, okay. So he puts her in the ship, and he sinks the ship. Right. He didn't put her in, what's it called? The Spirit Crucible. I think he's locking himself in the Spirit Crucible? Yeah, because nothing turned out like they wanted to. Unfortunately. And he proceeded to wear the exact same clothing for the next 500 years. What? Oh, this is... Oh, Oh, that, now I remember everything. This is okay. Yeah, Endall starts a war, I believe, to gain control of all the core crystals? I actually was surprised that this wasn't in the game.
A man will see uncountable meetings and partings. Yet, as your life's candle sputters and dies, whose face is it that rises to greet you? Happy is the man who can sleep in the comfort of the smile he sees then. No, I don't wish for forever. Even just for one moment. It's enough if it's with her. And yet, what is the man to do who has not been afforded that chance? The road stretches on without end. I cannot but walk down it. As long as I keep walking, I can hold out hope that one day the time may come when I see her smile again. That hope keeps me afloat.
You won't come back.
This is the road I must walk. Our paths will cross. But should we, in fact, ever meet again? On that day,
How is he getting off this island? Oh, well, I guess that explains that. He takes a boat, and he becomes his enemy. So he had already become a flesh eater at this point, following in Minoth's direction. What happened to Minoth, though? Minoth just kind of left. I have no clue what happened to him. And then eventually he ends up homeless on the streets of, I think, Moradane. And that's how Malos finds him and helps him. And then we get this schlob. Torna, the Golden Country. Well, to say the least, I liked so much more about this expansion than I did the base game. It almost feels to me like a completely separate game. Is this the Monolith Soft logo? Yeah. This, I like so much about this more than I liked about the base game. It's almost hard for me to even compare the two, although I did it, of course, numerous times. It's almost hard to even begin to compare the two. Because the battle system is infinitely better, the level up system, just so many things improve because you don't have the RNG gotcha. It's incredulous. It's almost like a completely separate game. So, to say the least, I almost... And look, we get a special secret ending. We don't go back to the original title launch. So, that's pretty much it. There's New Game Plus. There's Event Theater. It's pretty cool. They have all these options. I wonder what New Game Plus lets you do. You can change the time and weather of all the different scenes. My only question is, I don't know what happens to... Oh, we should have turned this up ages ago. What happens to Minoth? Minoth just leaves, I guess. He goes back. I don't know if he's in the base game, because as far as I know, he just appeared. You get anything from New Game Plus? What carries over? The team's levels, the equipment and advancement of drivers and blades, obtained golden items, Event Theater unlocks unique monster defeat status, playtime, slate fragment collection status and accomplishment, number of smash green barrels. Additional features allow custom and chaos, or bringer of chaos difficulty levels, unique monster time attack and saving subjugation records, drivers' hidden affinities, lower character levels when resting on in and pocket it. Yeah, here we go. You can exchange this. You have to do it in New Game Plus, though. All quests and skip travel points will be reset. When you save after starting New Game Plus, your playthrough data will be overwritten. And you're... Okay, so I'm not going to do New Game Plus. I'm going to play this probably more because I want to fully complete it. I actually want to 100% complete everything that I can do in this DLC. Because I like it so much. But just to summarize, the battles... Okay, let's start with the story. The story, I think the biggest problem with this game's story is that It is too short. I think that, unfortunately, like you see, yeah, it's 31 hours. I think maybe 8 to 10 of that was grinding. So roughly it's about 20, I'll be lenient, say 25 hours worth of story and doing stuff and side quests and whatnot. I think they padded it an extra like 3 or so hours because I had to run around and do side quests and whatnot. So I think that that's kind of lame. There's no real function for money. There's not really any vendors to really hit up. Most of your gear comes from drops, and there's no real reason to use money to like upgrade things or whatever. But the story is interesting. It's good. Every character in the main party, I think, is interesting, unique, fun to play as, or fun to learn about. When Minoth was introduced, I was completely intrigued because at least as far as I know, he was a brand new character introduced, which was pretty cool. I think that all the different people you get to play as, just the team system, where you have your, the main blade and a backup blade, and then the driver was pretty interesting and unique and fun to experiment with and try different things. The switching element was incredible. It was loads of fun. It added a lot of depth between the recoverable health and being able to swap out party members. And I think that changed just the way the battle system operated so much on a fundamental level. You can overcome things like Shackle Driver and Shackle Blade merely by swapping, which makes them not as bad. They didn't rely on as many gimmick fights. They didn't have anything like the dumb fight from Chapter 8. All the characters. So if I were to compare this game to the base game, which is inevitably going to happen, if I had to give the base game story like a 6, because it has too much shit posting at times, very non-focused and whatnot, I'd have to give this more like an 8 to an 8.5, because I think that this is just inherently off Jump Street much better. If I had to rate gameplay, I'd rate the gameplay of the base game like a 5. It's like really middle of the road. It's average. There's too much work you need to put in to make it fun. With this is more like, again, I think an 8. Because by the time I was, halfway through, I was pretty much understanding the mechanics, and it was a lot easier to execute because there's no RNG. It's easy to level up the blades. As you can see, I got most of my affinity charts pretty much maxed.
Just wait.
So I will do a New Game Plus of this. Now, I don't know if I'll do it on streams or whatever, but I will do it. But gameplay-wise, much better. Story-wise, much more interesting. The biggest tragedy, unfortunately, is that it's too short. It's too short. I think that's the biggest flaw I can say about this. If I were to review this in an unofficial verdict, which I guess this is ultimately what this is, I would say that this is about an 8.5. This is like an 85. And the reason why is because it's good. I think that those 10 points, there's 15, but I think 10 of those points are basically because it's only 2 areas. It's only Gourmat, which is one. I mean, are they big? Yes, but relative to the base game, too small. We should have gone to more Dane and Araya. I think that would have infinitely made it much better. Because Torna's cool, don't get me wrong. Gourmat's cool. But that's it. Like, if those are your only 2 things, I feel like they could have done way more. I think that would have been much better to have more areas in the game, in the base game, or in the DLC. I'm sorry, because we have a lot of areas in the base game, and the base game feels like it drags on way too much. Cut it down. Put more into this. This was good. So yeah, I think 10 of those points out of the 85 are because it's just simply too short. It's just quite literally just too short. And there could have been much more. Maybe 5 total areas would have been pretty cool. You could have had more Dane or Raya in that cliff place. I forget what it's called. Temperantia? That would have been pretty cool. I mean, yeah, the game's big conclusion could have taken place on Torna, but it would have been interesting to be able to say, okay, we could go to Torna. We start at Torna. We go to Gourmat. Then we go to Moradane because something's happening there. We need to help Hugo to gain his full trust. And then we go back to Torna, but wait, we got to go to Araya. Maybe Malos is attacking Araya. Then we go back to Torna. We got to cross the desert. And then we do the whole big thing. And maybe we go to Temperantia because we need to upgrade Mithra or something. And then we come back. We have the big showdown. Boom. You just added, like, reusing assets and reusing areas. You just added on a grand total of maybe like another 10, 15, 20 hours of exploring and side quests, and that way people can spread out. You don't have to have the same repetitive fetch quests, because that's really what pissed me off, is that they make you mandatorily upgrade your community to rank 4, which is fine, but have it be exploring other areas. It's too confined, this expansion, and that's the problem I have with it. For the time it took for them to come out with it, and given that this existed before they were figuring this out before they settled on what they wanted to do for the base game, they could have done something pretty cool, I feel. They could have had multiple areas, each with their own side quest nets and everything that could spread out, and as opposed to just basically running around Torma and Gormott. I think that they really kind of clocked out on that. Because everything else was so fun. The other 5 points, to get back on track because I'm rambling now, the other 5 points just comes from the fact that can't move during auto attacks, game has slowdown issues because, you know, the Switch is hardware, the game, you know, there's various parts of the battle system, like can't move during autos, you know, the healing issue is solved, I feel, with the addition of Fan. People just die instantly. There's a lot of random stuff sometimes with the blades. You need to go into the menus to do the stuff. It's just a little bit of cumbersome stuff around the edges that if they were shaved and sandpapered down would be perfect. But that's why I didn't take much off for it this time, because I think that the gameplay overall improved so much that it almost becomes sort of like a completely separate game from the base game. I wouldn't recognize this. But ultimately, and this was something I kind of said a little bit earlier and I want to clarify, I don't really think you can play this first anymore. And my reason why is because if you play this first, one, the mechanics are much more watertight. So, I mean, you know, maybe you'll get lucky with the gacha and you'll have a real fun run. Maybe you won't. I don't think that there's as much randomization in this playthrough, or at least in terms of, you know, who gets what and who can do what. But, yeah, I think that, one, you know, it's hard to play this. Two, yeah, they kind of intend you to play this second. I mean, you could play this first, but I guess it's better to be on the receiving end of this, filling in the blanks. I can understand that. It's not like you could play Crisis Core first. You could play that first and then play Final Fantasy VII. That's a perfect tie-in. If I'm going to use that as the standard, then this does, like, I want to say 65% of what that does. It's okay. Like, you could do it. You'd probably miss a couple things. But this, in terms of, I recommend this as a standalone purchase of $40. I guess, you know, I mean, it does come with the expansion pass if you later decide to buy the base game. But I would say this is more like a $30 purchase, maybe a $25. So if you can snatch it for $25 or $30, I think that's good. $40, I mean, if you really know you're going to like it, then sure. But otherwise, I mean, that's it for this playthrough. I mean, I enjoyed the shit out of it. I mean, like, look, it's only, what day is it today? It's Sunday, right? This came out Friday morning. It's Sunday at 12. So, it's only been, right, Sunday, and then it was Saturday. It's only been about 60 hours I've managed to beat it. In those 60 hours, I've spent half of them playing this game. It's just that good, in my opinion. Having come from the base game, where at some points I was ready to clock the fuck out. I was ready to quit the base game playthrough at one point. And I have to thank Surge31 for sticking by. And, you know, we had some co-op commentary. We had some shits and giggles. Some dumb stuff happened. But, you know the base game and me. It was a droll at points. This was anything but. So, again, my biggest complaint is that it's too short. That's about it. And not even in terms of, like, what you can do in these areas. I just feel that they could have brought back more areas and had more stuff to do. But better battle system, more interesting characters, more interesting story, ties in very nicely, seals up a lot of plot questions, and that's it. So I'm SpermPro1000. I hope you guys enjoyed this, because I sure as hell did. And I will see you guys next time. Maybe they'll add something to this. Who knows? I don't know if they're one and done with Xenoblade 2 now that they've released this expansion. If they add anything, I'll let you know. But I will probably end up streaming post-game shenanigans and whatnot. So I will see you guys later. So take it easy, everyone. Thank you for watching.